Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about the top five most important things that any military service member, veteran should do before you leave the uniform. Before transitioning off active duty, what should you do entering into civilian life? So take it away, Tim.
Okay, listen, we're going to use acronyms in this video that may apply to one branch of service to the other. Let me just make this clear cut right now. What we're talking about is if you are in the service of our country and you're wearing a uniform, we're talking about the day after you take the uniform off. Does not matter the acronym, the Air Force ETSs, the Navy EASs. But in the end, you both remove the uniform. So we're talking about the day after you take a uniform off. So let me just hit you right between the eyes. This is a legal requirement. You need to complete all steps of the Transition Assistance Program. They are mandatory. You don't get a choice in it. But here's the key. It provides essential resources for you to get your career off the ground, your education, talk about your VA benefits. So what do you need to do? You need to attend all mandatory briefings, all workshops, meet with your transition assistance counselor, and complete your individual transition plan. Now listen, this is just a plan. It's just like any plan you make while you're in the military. Everything goes to heck after the first shots are fired. But the reality of it is that you got to have a starting point because you want to know where you're going. Gather all components of your documentation. I'll give you an example. So if you're trying to get a PMP certification, it requires 40 hours of planning. Well, if you work in the S3 shop or operations, you can just go to the senior officer of your shop and say, hey, can you sign a memo saying I did 40 hours of planning? That's part of your documentation so you can go take the PMP test. Now, we're not telling you how to do the PMP test, we're just giving you an example of gathering your documentation. If your follow-on job requires a PMP, you should get the work done while you're still in uniform.
Okay, number two, you should review and secure all military and VA benefits before you leave. Many benefits have strict timelines. Or you must initiate it before you separate. File your disability claim. Now, you can file that after you get out. My stubborn hardhead took 10 years after I got out to file the initial time. Don't be me. File your claim before you get out. That's years of money that my money, because that money was set aside for me, just like you have money set aside for you. Make sure you claim it. File your claim. Ideally, you would do that 180 to 90 days out. So I think you said 6 months.
So that I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to have a stop. They need to put a hold on all your paperwork while they hand it over to the VA. So at about 90 days, it may be different when this video comes out, but at 90 days, all movement ceases. Even if you have a VA claim filed, they will not give you the answer until after you have ETS'd. Ideally, legally, you're supposed to start all this stuff 12 months out. 12 months from your ETS date, not 12 calendar months.
Yep. Confirm your GI Bill eligibility and then transfer it if that's applicable to your situation. Make sure you get it to the right spot where you need it, but you must do that before you separate.
Correct.
So if you're going on terminal leave, whatever, you got to do this before you separate. Make sure you get copies of your medical and your dental records. They're much harder to get after you get out. So if you leave with copies of those, it's a benefit for you. So make sure you do that. Schedule your final physical to document anything else that may be wrong that can be connected, service connected, for your disability claim. So make sure you file that as well. Now, before we go any further, just want to remind you to not forget to like our page or our video, subscribe to our channel, and click the bell up in the top so that you get notified every time we drop a video. Leave us some comments, questions down below, request content or any of that kind of stuff. Thank you for those who have left comments and asked questions, and we do our best to get to those as quickly as possible. So number three.
Okay, this is a difficult one because you've been drinking your paycheck for the last 4 years. So what I'm about to share with you is going to scare you. Prepare financially for civilian life. Listen, you pay taxes and expenses And all of that will change. Your pay, your taxes, your expenses, everything changes the day you separate service. For example, you may have some tax exempt income last year because you went to a tax exclusion zone. Going to Walmart in your neighborhood does not generate imminent danger pay, so you're gonna have to pay taxes on the money you generate out of uniform. Planning prevents stress and debt. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. So what you need to do, and again, I know this is difficult, but you need to build like a 3 to recommended 6-month emergency fund. Here's why. Because not all your benefits are gonna kick in immediately. And I know you're sitting there looking at this video going, well, I'm going to college and I'm filing for my post 9/11 GI Bill. But it may not kick in until October or November because they have to vote on it first. So you're gonna start school in August, and maybe even late August, early part of September, and you may not receive your first Chapter 35 check or your first post 9/11 check until October because they haven't voted on the bill that pays for it. Now they're going to give you back pay, but they're not going to pay you in October. You will receive payment for October, but they may not pay you until November. So plan to have no income in October. You should be safe. Update your budget to match when your civilian cost of living hits. So as soon as you start spending money on gas, on rent, etc., update your budget. And then understand tax changes. No more combat exclusion pay. No more possible relocation deductions. All that ends. Be prepared.
All right. Number 4, update your personal and professional documents. Having your paperwork ready streamlines your employment, your education, and your benefits process in general. Make sure that you get your DD-214, you verify it and verify everything on there. All your medals are right, your characterization of discharge, addresses, socials, rank. Make sure everything on that DD-214 is correct before you sign it, because that's your document and that's your lifeline once you transition into the civilian world. You need that to access benefits or any kind of benefits that you're going to be looking for, or a lot of resources for veterans anyway. You're going to need that DD-214. Update your resume. If you have a civilian and a federal resume, update both of them. Make sure you have them both ready to go. Get into LinkedIn. If you're not already on LinkedIn, get into LinkedIn. It's a good way to network and meet people. Civilian-friendly job skills translation. You need to get those through ONET or My Next Move or one of those type of websites. They can translate all your military training, schools, everything else into civilian equivalents. What you can find on the civilian world. It's great that you're the best machine gunner around, but not really much call of that in civilian life. Or maybe there is. Who knows? You need to make sure that you get any letters of recommendation from commanders, supervisors, anybody else that you want to get. Make sure that they're on board with being a reference for your job, those kind of things. Make sure you have those in hand before you walk out the gate the last time. Make sure your security clearances or certifications, licenses are documented for civilian use. It's like, again, we can use examples of when we left. We all have our military license, driver's license, that's got some weird stuff on there, 113 track, and these are old. That's how
you got to go to a museum.
I'm giving my age out now. Or deuce and a halves and all these things. Gamma goats. There you go. There's one for you. You'll have to look that up. Anyway, any equipment or anything you've run on active duty, there's listed on there, and there's an equivalent to that in the civilian world. If you're looking to become an equipment operator or whatever. So make sure all these things are up to date, ready to go, so you don't get hemmed up or held up getting into civilian life and getting going.
All right, listen, this whole video is going to culminate with this last bullet comment. What we're telling you to do is plan your next mission. Just plan it, just like write a 5-paragraph operation order, just like you were if you were going to go to the rifle range, or just like if you were going to go into a hot LZ, don't go in blind. You're not I'm going to college. I'm going to University of North Texas. And then separate uniform, be broke, sit in your dorm room for a month and a half because your VA benefits haven't kicked in yet, or the GI Bill hasn't started paying yet, and you don't have the ability to feed yourself, buy textbooks because you didn't plan properly. So build a clear plan that will prevent you from drifting off of your path. And it helps you to find your purpose post-service. Research career opportunities using the Department of War's Skill Bridge. That is an amazing program. Hiring our heroes. Listen, we talk about it all the time. Post 2205 in North Texas has 2 job fairs a year. We host with the University of North Texas, the Veteran Student Division. We come in here, 31 to 40 employees, our employers set up in here, and we do that for veterans. It's specifically designated for veterans. There are programs all over the place for these. Ours is for North Texas veterans. Find one in your location. Yep. There's all kinds of opportunities out there. Apply early for college programs. So if you want to go to get an MBA or you want to apply, get your yes. They're not on normal timelines, so you got to look for their deadlines. I'll tell you, the first phone call you need to make is pick the phone up and talk to the veterans coordinator, because the veterans coordinator at the college you want to go to may have a little bit of weight to get some of these deadlines moved left or right in order to support your separating service. But you won't know until you pick the phone up. They won't take text messages, strangely enough. You got to call them. Get your trade certifications if you want to learn how to weld or be a plumber or whatever. Apply for those programs and get your VA benefits lined up against them. And then here it is for the 50 millionth time. You got to reach out to us. You got to reach out to the veteran service organizations, find a mentor and a local support group. 90%, that's the number. 9 times out of 10, a veteran is going to open a door for you that you need open. For example, at University of North Texas, if you call them to go to school and you were a veteran, guess what? A veteran is going to pick up the phone on the other end. He's employed by UNT, but he's one of us. He's going to answer the phone and he's going to tell you you were accepted at University of North Texas, because that's what we're supposed to do for one another, is open doors. A veteran's going to open this door for you to help you with your certifications, but you got to come with your plan, a clear plan, so that you don't fall off the path after you get out and separate military service.
So if you're ready to stand with fellow veterans in your area, just stop into a VFW, join us at the VFW, make your voice heard, give us that extra oomph on Capitol Hill every year when we testify. The bigger our numbers, the bigger voice we have in Washington to get veterans legislation pushed through. And if you join now, there's probably gonna be a computer floating here. You see this? If you join right now, you'll be eligible for winning this amazing gaming PC, just like the ones that Paradox Custom built for the eSports Suite in North Texas here in Denton. Ex Cerebus has donated a machine similar to the ones we're going to use. Somebody's going to have a great Christmas. The information for it is down in the comment section. Go to our Discord page. The link is below for all the rules and information. And don't forget to thank Ex Cerebus for doing that too. When you see that stuff. Make sure you like our video, subscribe to our page, click up here to the bell so you get notified when we drop a video.
All right.
That's it for that one, and we will see you next week.
See you next week
with the next video.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.